Hello, Pirates. And today is Friday, June 4th, 2021, and we're exactly a week away, June 11th, to our final day of school. And as always, thank you for just making a little bit of time for us. And I just want to share some good information all around during this presentation. And starting off with our usual COVID update, we've had 0 cases in the past week, and things just progressively are looking great. A 3% infection rate throughout the county, and we're just seeing things get better and better. And we're really excited for what's in store. Obviously, things are changing here in the state of Michigan, July 1st, from what we know as of right now. Mandates go away, and that's really, I think, going to be helpful as we start planning, and more specifically to the upcoming school year. We are getting questions from parents about what it's going to look like, what about masks, and we're hopeful that we're going to be able to roll back on many of our safety protocols. I think we're going to have some things in place, but given the trends that we're seeing and where we're at, and we're really hopeful that things are going to look really good. It's really difficult for us to say exactly what it is because we haven't received any official guidance from CDC, Michigan Department of Health, or even our local health department. I think that'll come down the road. But until that time, and just kind of see where we're at. 3 months is a long time in the COVID world. I think back 3 months ago, March, things weren't looking really good, and you know where we're at now. But I do think, given the vaccines and just the trends that we're seeing, we'll be in a real good spot come August. As always, we're going to continue to provide information as we hear things, we make decisions, and we definitely receive a lot of feedback. I think I get a strong sense of where our community stands and how they feel. And so, and I think we're all on the same page of what we're looking to provide, which is just a quality, safe, fun, comfortable learning environment come August 30th when our kiddos enter back into our school buildings. And so, but we'll continue to keep you updated on that. Just want to just throw something out there. We're going to be hosting a vaccination clinic in partnership with the health department on June 26th. That's a Saturday. It's at Pathfinder. It's going to be outside. It's going to be just a drive-through. The reason we're doing that is they're asking us to help kind of reach that west part of Livingston County, Gregory, Unadilla area, even kind of where Fowlerville reaches out to the west of us. So we're going to do that. I'll provide more information for those who may want to take advantage of that. Once again, that's going to be June 26th. They'll be offering both the Pfizer and the Johnson & Johnson vaccines on that date. But I'll provide more information as I get that from the health department. Obviously, you know, in the beginning of the year, we worked really hard to provide quality learning experience for our students and families who chose face-to-face, and obviously for PVA. And we were adamant about moving forward and offering an opportunity for our kids to be here for a variety of reasons. But we really felt like, you know, the highest quality educational experience we can provide is really having our kids in our classrooms with our teachers. And it was hard. It was challenging. Our teachers went above and beyond, as they always do, and just did an extraordinary job. But I just want to just share a snapshot of some data. I think it's really important to show some of the results, and it just kind of, I think, validates why we did what we did, and we pushed through some of the pushback we were getting, concerns, anxieties, even some of our own fears. But I definitely think it was worthwhile. It's not going to be extensive by any mean, but I think it's important just to share just a little bit of this, and I'm going to go ahead and do that at this time. This is a tool, Ames Web. Our teachers are really at the K-3 level very familiar with. It's kind of a progress monitoring, and it's about growth. It's about where our kids are at when they enter in fall. We do a mid-year for reading, and then another final spring assessment. And the way this report, it puts kids in tiers, and we look at things as part of our what we call our MTSS system. What kind of support do kids need? There's tier 1, which is really kind of low level support, happens in the classroom, just using good instructional strategies. That's where we want all our kids, and that's where we want kids to move to. You have your gold tier 2, kind of more moderate support that kids need, and then you've got your red where it's more intensive level of support. So the goal for all kids is just continue moving forward, and the goal is to try to get them at least a year's growth. And this is Country Elementary. For time's sake, I can't do the entire district, or even just Farley is the other school that has the exact same data, but is extremely similar. So this is not about one school, in comparison to the other. It's really about just kind of doing a kind of abbreviated presentation here. But the data for Farley, which our board has seen as well, is very similar, if not almost a mirror image of one another, because our teachers in both schools are doing a great job with our kiddos. So just looking at 3rd grade reading really quick, our kids actually came in really pretty strong. And so when they start high, 81% of our kids were at tier 1. You're not going to see as much movement because they're already kind of starting from a good place. but we do see movement nonetheless. And so, and this is really encouraging just because remember our kids, they were not in school March 12th. We shut down in 2020. So there's that big chunk, even though we had some things going at home, it definitely wasn't near the quality where it needed to be, or which we could provide at that time. So this is just really encouraging news for where our kids are at. So for math, if I just kind of scroll down, click here, sorry about that. So take a look at math. And in math, same thing. Our kids are actually came in pretty high. So we didn't see a whole lot of movement with our third grade, but things are still going really well. Second grade, you're not going to start seeing some of the really encouraging trends. Obviously looking at our second grade, they did start the year a little bit lower, but the encouraging and extremely good news is you can see here is that by the time we looked at their scores and where they're at in the spring, here the red is gone. It's absolutely gone, and the green is growing exponentially, and that's what you want. You want the green to grow, you want the red and the gold to shrink, and so and obviously kids learn at different rates and paces throughout their educational journey, and it is a journey that occurs K-12, but we want to continue just making sure wherever kids are at, they're moving forward. So and this shows that 94% of the kids made at least 1 year's growth, which is just phenomenal. Looking at second grade math, you're seeing very similar trends as well, really minimizing that need for that intense, what we call tier 3 support. So we got a majority of our kids in that green. Moving to first grade, you're continuing to see this. And if you look down at those numbers really quick in the parentheses, that's the percentage of kids. The number outside the parentheses, that's the actual number of students. So we're seeing excellent trends here in first grade math, very similar. Moving to the kindergarten or to our little guys, this is exciting because kindergarten, it's you get kids. Some kids had preschool, some kids haven't. So kids are kind of all over the place when you get them, and we really don't have any control over that. We meet them where they're at. But once again, just a phenomenal job our teachers have done in the past and continue to do, especially this past year under the circumstances we were working in. And then for our math, just exciting news and what our kids have done, what our teachers have done. So, I just kind of breezed through this, but I think the visuals looking at that just validates once again that our kids in Pekin Community Schools, this isn't the story that you're hearing nationwide, that kids are behind and they, we need to provide all this extra support. And some areas that may be true, but because we provided a quality learning experience this year, both here in school and at home, our kids are right where they need to be. This data is not a whole lot different than what we've seen in previous years. And that's just encouraging. And so I just want to say thank you for supporting us with the model that we provided this year. And just once again, thank you to our staff who they did the hard work. They're the ones working day in, day out with the kids, working, using Zoom and connecting with kids at home. So just kudos to them, just extraordinary job. And we couldn't be more happy and more proud to share this with you. So I'm gonna stop sharing that screen at that time. And I just wanna just remind everybody that our boys and girls track team and some individuals will be competing in the state meet, which is this weekend. They're already probably in Rockford as I record this. Just want to wish them the best of luck. We couldn't be more proud. And I also just want to acknowledge that Matt Girardi, the boys track and field coach, was just recently named the Washtenaw County Area Boys Track and Field Coach of the Year. So just great job to Mr. Girardi, Coach Girardi. He's just so enthusiastic, and the kids really enjoy working with him. He's a mentor, he's a friend, somebody they can lean on, and obviously pushing them to be their very best, both athletically and academically as well. So just congratulations to Matt. I also just want to acknowledge that we had a middle school band and orchestra concerts, our first and only concert of this year, but the fact that we had one, because most schools have not, was just an awesome feat. And we did the same thing with our high school earlier in the year. And just kudos to Kevin Welling. Kevin stepped into a really challenging situation this year, and he does choir, he does band, orchestra, works at our middle school and high school. And amidst the COVID situation where kids are in and out, kids are learning from home, kids are quarantined, to be able to build a continuity and build this team of musicians, and the way they performed was just awe-inspiring this past week. So just thank you to Kevin for everything he's done. And it was awesome to just hear and see our kids, and just to get that reward to be on stage, because they love it, and you can just sense that. So great accomplishment there. And lastly, let's just wrap up June 6th, this Sunday. This is the best event of the year. This is what it's all about. This is why we do what we do. It's really honoring and celebrating our class of 2021, our graduates. 12 o'clock, Pirate Stadium, full-blown graduation. There's no drive-through. There's no parking lot. Pinckney Schools, we were committed to putting on a graduation for our students this year, and we're able to do that. Good news is nothing but sunshine, no rain in the forecast, so we don't need to worry about Plan B coming inside. Just need to be prepared for the warmer temperatures. So obviously, we're going to make sure we have water for our students, and we've talked about being comfortable. The turf will get a little bit hot. I know as parents, those bleachers are going to get a little bit hot. So just be prepared for that. Hat, sunscreen, sunglasses, all those things. Or some people may want umbrellas just to help protect them from the sun. Having it at noon, hopefully it's not going to reach that 90 degrees as they're recommending that the temperature is going to be. That may come later in the day, but it's definitely going to be warm. But we're excited. It's a great event, and it's the highlight of the year. So I look forward to seeing many of you there. You can see the screenshot behind me on Thursday, yesterday, in terms of this recording. We did our senior clap out walkthrough, which we have our students, our seniors, wear their cap and gowns. Generally, they go through every building. This was then done in the parking lots, obviously for safety reasons. But this just gives a great opportunity for our whole district to honor, to see, for our teachers to see students they had back in elementary school, and for the students to see those teachers, and for our little guys to see what they're aspiring, what are they working towards, and really our kids are great role models. Like, this is the end result. And we hear comments about kids like, I can't wait till I graduate someday, and that's so important to instill that, to plant that seed, and it's just an awesome event. So I'm just grateful that we were able to do that. And once again, we're just a great group of kids. We have a great community, and that really just shined through this year. A crisis brings out the best in all of us, and it can also bring out the worst. But here in Pinckney Community Schools, it brought out the best, and it really showed what makes our community in this district so very special. So once again, thank you for everything you've done. Next week, we're going to wrap things up. I just want to continue highlighting the great work our staff has done throughout this year. I'm also going to honor many staff who are going to be moving on to a new chapter in life. We do have staff, as we do every year, retire. Some are doing some life changes, just decisions. And so we want to honor them and recognize them as well. And we'll spend a little time doing that next week. So thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Good luck once again to our track and field teams and their performance. We know they're going to do a great job. Can't wait to hear the results, and we'll share them with you as well. And just our graduates on Sunday. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate all your support. Appreciate your time and energy. And have a fabulous weekend. And go Pirates.